Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good afternoon, good evening. No matter what time of the day it is that you're watching this, my name is Clarissa Young and I'm your Fab Motivator. That's F-A-B. I help other women find a simple balance when it comes to health, wellness, and prosperity. I'd like to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for liking, for commenting, for sharing my videos, and joining me along my journey. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I am coming here on this Monday, like I promised that I was going to start coming here every Monday. Like I said, I cannot guarantee what time I'm going to come here on Mondays, but I want to come here every Monday and just give some different tips and some feedback, and sometimes just simply chat with you guys about some different conversations on Monday. So I'm super excited to come here, have a topic here. Should you eat meat or should you not eat meat? Like, is meat good for you or is meat not good for you? Come on in. We are going to chat about it on this Monday. Come on in. I am going to say hello and then we're going to get into it. Yes. Hello. Good night, Miss Cynthia, Miss Sarah, Miss Trixie, Miss Deborah. Do me the huge favor, hit the bottom left share button, share this video. Let me know that you share it. I'm sure there's somebody that's inside of your newsfeed that's on their fitness journey, right? Drop a 1 in the comment if you like, listen, I'm on my fitness journey and I want to know, like, should I be eating meat? Should I not be eating meat? Like, what's the take on meat? Like, what is this whole thing? But share the video. Let me know that you share it so we can go from there. Hi, Miss Deborah. Hi, Rhea. Hi, Miss Betty. Hello. There's way more of you here, right? Facebook did not let me know that you're here. So say good evening to me and I can say good evening to you. All right. So Kanisha, she asked the question, right? Should we be eating meat? Should we not be eating meat? She dropped the 1 inside it. Hi, Melissa. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. And so let me share this. I will share this before I get off into it. My husband is a pescatarian, which means that he more so eat fish, seafood, different things like that. I am what you call a flexitarian, all right? It is an actual term, right? If you actually go and Google it, like flexitarian is an actual term. And so I'll get into exactly what a flexitarian is as well. Okay, Miss Sandra also put a 1. She's like, do we eat this meat or do we not eat meat? Or like, what's the whole deal with it and so forth. I did this video because I know a lot of times when we're doing our diets, or I just use diet for lack of term because we all know that this is a lifestyle, right? But when we're doing our diet, so many times I get the inboxes from people and they're like, I'm cutting this, and I'm cutting this out, and I'm cutting bread out, and I'm cutting this out, and I'm cutting this out, and I'm cutting meat out, and I'm cutting this out. Like, so many things we're cutting out, right? And so let me tell you, I'm not against meat. Let me say it. Let me put it out there. I'm not against meat. I will talk about some of the different things that I've learned, and I am still learning, right? Some of the different things that I learned about meat, some of the different ways, some of the mistakes that people make when they decide to cut out meat and why they find that they're not losing weight, because there are benefits of decreasing meat. But I do not feel like meat is the enemy, right? And so let's get into some of that. All right. So hello, Miss Alicia. Again, hit the bottom left button, share the video. Let me know that you share so I can show you some love. And so oftentimes, I've had people that's like, I cut out all this meat and I'm around here I ain't eating no meat and I ain't lost no weight. And it's because a lot of times, when you cut out the meat, it can help with so many different things, but not only just the meat. Like, we want to do more if we're going to cut it out and we're thinking about the health benefits and so forth. We got to also think about the dairy. We got to also think about the processed foods as well, right? Because sometimes we make the mistake of we cut the meat out, right? And then we go crazy with the dairy. Or, give me a minute in my throat. We cut the meat out and we go crazy with the dairy, or afterwards, thank you so much, Miss Andrea, or afterwards we go crazy with the processed foods, right? And then we start buying all of those frozen foods and so forth. And Marissa is not saying she perfect, right? I'm just sharing and letting you know, right? And so that could be a reason to what happened, to why you might have cut out the meat, and you might have found when you people say they cut out meat and then they have all this extra energy, or people cut out the meat and then their skin start to glow and different things start to happen. They say they're having all these benefits and I'm not having it. And this could be, maybe you cut out the meat and then but you didn't watch those other things. And when you cut out, cause I've had that to me. I've cut meat out, and then it's like, well, what else do you eat? You ain't eating the chicken, so now you eating extra. You go down the frozen food section and you buy all those, you just throw all the frozen patties, vegan frozen patties, all of it into the cart and so forth. And so now you're having all of the processed sodium filled foods in place of the meat. And so you went from one thing to another thing, and so it didn't really help, and so that's one thing to look at if you're considering going from decreasing the meat. And so another thing to think of is we still have to think about carbs. We still have to think about calories. All of that still matters. Now, the good thing is when we do vegan, plant-based, it's high in fiber, but we want to make sure that we're eating the right plant-based foods, right? Not as much the pasta and the rice and so forth, but we want to load up on those veggies, load up on those broccolis, load up on those tomatoes, load up on our fruits and so forth, get our beans and so forth. We want to make sure that we're focusing on those things if we decide that we're going to cut it out. And another misconception that people have, and you guys can throw any questions or comments that you have in here and I'll address it as well, if I can. Another misconception that people have is they're like, okay, well, if you cut out the meat, because I used to think that way, well, if you cut out the meat, then you're not going to have any protein. And that's not true. There's protein in fruits. There's protein in vegetables. There's protein in some of everything, not as high quantities as meat. And it's not, and meat is not, some fruits and vegetables doesn't have what you call whole proteins, but it does have the protein. Halo sister, but it does have protein in there, and so you are still able to get proteins. Is fish a meat? That one is a debate topic. It's up, I've Googled it so many times, and it's up to that's one of those, if a tree falls in the wood, does it make a sound? If a tree falls in the woods. If a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound? It's one of those type things. It's to where it's it makes a sound. But it's if a tree falls in the woods and no one is there, does it make a sound? It's kind of one of those type of things. It's no one hears it, so it doesn't make a sound. But it's it fell in the woods, so yeah, it make a sound. It's kind of one of those type of things. In my personal opinion, it's meat. It's meat. It's just a different type of meat. It's not red meat, but it is meat. And so it will go, so you would fall under the category of being a pescatarian, versus a red meat eater is how I call it. But you do have some people that consider, fish not to be meat, but I consider it to be meat. It's meat. But back to what I said I'm a flexitarian. And so what do you call a flexitarian? A flexitarian is someone that has meat occasionally. And so maybe a couple of times out of the week, I'll have meat. I don't have meat, every day, and I don't have meat at every meal. I have it here and there, when I go to the grocery store and I buy food, maybe I might buy 1 or 2 packages of meat. And when I say meat, I'm talking about chicken, different stuff like that. But I will buy more seafood. I guess in that term, I'm not considering it meat, right? But I will have the seafood and so forth more often. But even the seafood, because I'm allergic to shrimp and so forth, I more so just do like my fish and so forth is what I more so do. But even that more so, I have it like maybe once a day or so. I do eat a lot of eggs, a lot of vegetables. Yeah, that's what I more so have. All right. And so I've been looking up and I'm learning about, and so if you're considering doing vegetarian, flexitarian, regular eating or not, but you're on your journey and you like, I want to be able to eat and also be able to reduce my calories. I've been looking into and finding out more about, if you heard of it before, drop a 3 in the comments. Negative calorie foods. Have you heard of negative calorie foods? And while you're dropping your numbers in the comments, I'm going to go back and look and see if anybody said anything. Negative calorie foods. Hi, Miss Tracy. Welcome, Sandra. Protein and beans, peanut butter, etc. Yes, yes, yes. Hi, Michelle. Thank you, Jacqueline. Hey, Jay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hey, Savannah. All right, I think I got everybody. All right. So, never heard of no sound. Everybody else has sound, Miss Stephanie. Sorry. Hi, Miss Regina. Hey, Miss Penny. All right, so negative calorie food. So drop a 4 if you never heard of negative calories food. Drop a 4 there. Never heard of, like, Clarissa, what is this negative calorie food? Right? And so, again, I'm learning about it and I'm researching it. I went to my best friend Google, right? And you guys can go to Google and look at it. Basically, negative calorie foods, what they're saying is basically, okay, so Tanya is like, okay, tell me about it, Arissa. Ranella, Penny, Miss Regina, Miss Sandra. Okay, so negative calorie foods are those foods that the calories, what they say, and again, it's just something else that some people say, no, it's not true, and some people say it is true, but you can go look it up and do a little bit more research on it yourself. But are those foods that the calories are so low on them that while you're eating them, your body takes more energy to digest them versus than it takes to use them. So let's say, for an example, cucumbers. Let's say a cup of cucumbers is 15 calories, right? And so you eat a cup of cucumbers and it's 15 calories, but it took you, and I'm throwing numbers out here, but it took you 30 calories to digest it. And so now you have a negative of 15 calories. And so now you can eat extra cucumbers and you don't have to worry about putting on weight because it actually caused you more energy to eat the cucumbers than it did. You get what I'm saying? Now the issue becomes if you decide to drown your cucumbers in ranch, right? If you go drowning them cucumbers in ranch and other stuff like that, or if you go putting heavy salt on top of those cucumbers and now you're packed with sodium and now you're going to get the water retention and so forth like that. Now that's when we start having problems, right? But there are certain foods that you can eat that would allow you to be able to have more of them and get away with it. All right. And so I have a few of them listed here. Right. And so again, whether if you're eating your meat, whether if you're not eating your meat, whether if you consider fish to be meat or not, these are some foods that we need to incorporate more of into our diet. And then this way we can feel full longer and we can get all of our nutritions in as well, and we don't have to feel like we're around here depriving ourselves while we're on our journeys. Okay. Now, another thing I wanted to say too before I give you this, because I'm almost done, another thing that I wanted to say is the studies have shown that people that eat plant-based diets, again, I'm not saying meat is bad, but studies have shown that people that eat plant-based diets the right way, that also reduce the dairy as well as also reduce the processed foods and so forth, do have less risk of cancers and so forth, and diabetes and high blood pressures and so forth too. So that is something to look into. Also, they have less inflammation and different things of those sort as well. And then gut health is sometimes better because they have higher fiber intakes and so forth as well. And so you can look into that as well. But again, continue to look into it and see what's best for you. So those foods that are negative calorie, grapefruit, right? Grapefruit. And it's a bunch of them, but these are just a few that I wrote down. Grapefruit, watermelon. Yes, we like the watermelon. Now, I know some people gonna be like, Clarissa, the sugar in the watermelon, right? At least it's natural sugar, right? And if I'm one of those, cupcake, watermelon, cupcake, watermelon. Let me at least have my watermelon, okay? You know? And so, have at it. Have your watermelon, all right? Celery, right? Again, I don't know that many people that just go grab the celery right out the pack, right out the refrigerator, and just go chomp down on the celery. So just make sure that if you're going in with the celery, that you're not having too much peanut butter with the celery, or you're not drowning it in ranch and so forth, because then you're kind of counteracting what you're trying to do here. Oranges, apples, strawberries, cucumbers, lettuce, carrots, mushrooms, broccoli, cauliflower, spinach. Now I'm naming off the top of my head. Spinach, tomatoes, off the top of my head, I'm trying to remember some more of those that I recently saw. It's more. But like your dark leafy vegetables and so forth are great. Yeah. Carrots. I said carrots. Yeah. And so your girl went to the grocery store and she stocked up. On some different little stuff to kind of keep inside the house. And so those are the tips that I have for us today. If anybody have any questions really quick before I jump off of here, you can put it on there. But yeah, let's continue to just remember that food is not the enemy. It's just a matter of eating the right stuff, right? Making sure that your body gets the right nutrients. And remember that when your body gives you different cravings and so forth, or if your body is tired, that this is your body trying to talk to you. And so stop telling it to shut up so much. We be so quick to tell our body to shut up and think it's telling us something wrong. But you have to listen. Maybe it's telling you that you're not getting enough water, or maybe it's trying to tell you that you're not eating enough veggies, or maybe it's trying to tell you that you're not getting enough fruit or something. Like your body's trying to tell you something. Whenever you're craving something, you like, I keep craving all this candy. I keep craving all this chocolate. I keep craving this bread. Like it's trying to tell you something. It's telling you something. You know, it's you're not craving it just for no reason. It's telling you something. So let's go into the root cause and let's figure out, what is it saying? You know, why are you craving this? And there's help out there, along with eating right. You guys know I have my supplements and so forth, but even with eating right, making sure you know that you eating balanced meals. You know, a lot of times we want to, because society has told us that we're fat because we eat too much, you know. So we believe, like, I get so many messages, Rissa, I'm cutting this, I'm not. And that's not the answer. The answer is just to make sure that you're eating the right stuff. Make sure you're eating the right stuff. And focus on what you do want to do. you know. And so if you find that you do have your pint of ice cream every night, and you no longer want to eat your pint of ice cream every night, instead of focusing on, I'm not going to eat my pint of ice cream every night, don't keep telling yourself that. I'm not going to eat it every night. I'm not going to eat it every night. Let's focus on what you do want to do. And then also understanding that there's a difference between eating out of cravings and eating out of boredom, right? Eating from cravings, you normally fix it by trying to figure out what your body is saying. You know, are you thirsty? Are you hungry? Are you nutrient deficient? Like, are you missing something? But if it's boredom, then you need to find you something to do. But that's the truth. You need to find you something to do, and replace it with a healthy activity. Maybe go read you a book. Go do some journaling. Go do you some exercise, and replace it with something healthy if you're just bored. Or habit. You know, I know at one point I had a habit of, especially back when I worked my 9 to 5, I had a habit of every time I came home, I had to have something to eat when I came home. Even if I grabbed something to eat on the way home because I was hungry, but just because I set foot in the doors, I needed something else to eat. It was just like, kind of like the person that smoked a cigarette. Like they just needed to, that action with their hands, they needed to do something. So sometimes we just do stuff out of habit as well. And so you have to replace it with a positive habit as well. All right. Love you all so much. Love you all so much. Hope you received some type of value from this information here that I shared with you today. If you did, you can drop value inside the comments. Also share the video. Share the video. There's somebody that's inside of your news feed that's on their journey. And they're trying to figure out this eating thing. And they need some help. You know, they want to know, should I be eating meat? Should I not be eating meat? What foods should I be eating? Why am I always hungry? What foods is okay to eat? And so forth, right? I'm glad that you received value. You're so welcome, Miss Ronella. Glad that you received value, Miss Andrea. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I love you guys. Happy Monday. I will see you back here on Monday. Again, the goal is to come here every Monday and provide different tips and encouragement, right? That's the word. Yeah, that's the word, right? And encouragement, right, to you guys. And so if you have different things that you would like for me to go over, feel free to drop them in the comments. Feel free to inbox me about them and so forth. And I'll feel free to come here and share it with you. Love you so much. See you here on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we're going to do a walk-in workout. We're going to do a walk-in workout right here inside of our home. Maybe 1 to 2 miles, maybe 3 miles. We'll see how fast we're going to go, okay? Love you so much. Invite a friend to the workout as well, all right? Encouragement is the word, right? I've been making, listen, I love you too, Stephanie. I've been making up stuff, okay? So sometimes I have to go back and think about it, right? Because I be making up stuff sometimes, and so I had it sounds like something I was adding together. All right. Thank you so much, Miss Callie. All right, sisters. Love you. Talk to you later. All right. Bye-bye.